It's 2020. In the year 2000, when I first had this Electron Blue Pearl Civic, I was 20 years old. Fast and the Furious had just come out. I dreamt of putting all these JDM parts on. I got some of them, but I certainly didn't get all of them. Well, in 2020, I'm 40 years old. I'm gonna get all of them. Hence me having 5 sets of wheels plus the stock wheels here this year. Hear me out before you dismiss this idea. I don't know which wheels are gonna fit. I don't know how they're gonna fit. I don't know what they're gonna look like. I know I had 16s back in the day of the OG TE37s, but I do know that I love CEs, I love TEs, I love spoon wheels, I love the REs. I also like the Desmond Regamasters. I like all these various wheels, and so I figured rather than just picking one, hoping to get lucky, let's buy a bunch of different offsets. Let's get a bunch of different wheel types. Let's get a bunch of different tire sizes, and let's see what works. Because a lot of the information that used to be available on Club SI that I was a member of back in the day no longer exists. It's gone. It's disappeared. There aren't a lot of videos on this kind of stuff, and so I decided to make the investment in a significant amount of wheels and different tires so I could figure out what I liked the most. That's why I've got all these wheels behind me. We're going to put them on. I'm going to show you how to protect them. I'm going to show you how to dress the tires. I'm going to show you how to install them. I'm going to show you what they look like, and we'll be sure to do more follow-up videos after this on how they fit, do they rub, what camber I need to do, because we're going to be doing a rather sophisticated, rather expensive suspension on this car as well. That'll be coming next. And by the way, we'll be doing a giveaway on this car in probably 2, 3, 4, 5 months. All of these wheels are going to go with it. So stay tuned. There's going to be lots of stuff in this video series of this car, but make sure that you check this one out because yeah, I think some of these wheels are going to look really great. So let's get started. So the wheel prepping process or wheel coating process, I'm going to show you guys how I do this. The purpose of this is to keep your wheels looking nicer, but the main advantage is that it'll make it much easier to clean them in the future. And so the first step is to get the tires ready, remove any stickers from it. Then I want to get the soap out of the bead, wipe the face of the tire down with, I use Stoner's Tarminator to help prepare the surface for tire dressing that we're going to put on later. After that, I want to remove any stickers or any residue from the wheel face or the wheel barrels, and then wipe the wheels down with an isopropyl alcohol solution. I use CarPro Eraser. After that, then I'm ready to, in the case of the black TEs, install any stickers or anything like that that need to go on the wheel prior to me doing a coating. The reason why I use a wheel coating on wheels is that it lasts longer. If you wax or seal them, I find that to last a few months. No one wants to take their wheels off 20 times and reinstall. So I want a couple of years worth of protection. In fact, wheels are the first place that I used any kind of a ceramic or coating product. I've been using it on wheels since probably 2009 or 10. On these wheels, we're going to do Gtechniq Crystal Serum Light, which is the same stuff that's on the surface of the Civic, on the paint. Then we're going to follow with 2 coats of Gtechniq EXO. Crystal Serum Light will not layer, but we can layer the EXO product. And then the final step will be to dress the tires with the Obsessed Garage tire dressing, and then we're ready for mounting. All right, so let's start with the 15 RTs. Let's go from the smallest to biggest, I guess. There's no center cap option for these. They don't make one. I don't think there's any way to do one. But I've got to choose what lug nuts to do. And so I've got some Rays, what are these called? I believe these are called 17 hex. And then I've got some Dura nuts, some straight 42s in black and blue. And then I've got the spoon lug nuts here. So I've got these as well. I think what I'm going to do, since these are Volks, I think I'm going to do the blue Dura nuts. Let's see how it matches the blue on the wheels. Look at these guys. Look at that. And then they say Rays on the side, made in Japan. Super light aluminum, and then they're all keyed, so you do need to use the special, I think they're all keyed. Oh no, 4 of them are keyed. So let's use these. Let's remove this wheel, and then let's figure out our lug nuts. You do have a wheel lock on here. Wouldn't want anybody stealing your 15s, although now these are probably have some value. The original tires. So obviously what I'll be doing when I go through and start dealing with suspension, changing the rotors, I already have spoon rotors, changing all this stuff out, I'll paint the hubs and clean it up because we won't be able to see that with this wheel. Let's see. Let's put one of each lug in, see which one we like the most. So the blue doesn't quite match. Front wheel drive, Bryce.
Oh no, sorry. I was trying to tighten stuff.
You're blowing me up over here. So there's blue. Doesn't match the sticker. Here's the hex nut. See, this one sticks out quite a bit. Let's try our, by the way, these are all 12 by 1.5. This is the spoon. That's a lot closer. And then black. I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys think? This one definitely not, because it doesn't match. This might look good on one of the other wheels. We'll do the same thing with our other wheel tests. I need to get me some, once I'm done with all this, I'll probably just gonna get some titanium lugs from somewhere. Let's see, these 19s, they look bigger. Oh, 19. And because these are real pretty, I really don't want to put it on with the impact. So these are going to be pretty aggressive. These are a 35mm offset and 8 inches wide. And of course, we don't have any real height adjustment here. We're just on H&R springs. I'm probably going to need to run some camber in order to get these to go. Yeah, I think this will look okay if we just paint the hub black. That's cool. Little baby 15s.
Hot rod.
You don't realize how high it's sitting on those springs until you put these wheels on. Looks like a different car. All right, my first thought is these offsets pretty good. You know, we have a little bit of poke with these 205s, which I'm not in love with, but we're probably going to need some camber, which will take care of some of that. So I'm guessing we're going to gain quite a bit. We probably have like -2 camber. We're probably going to end up being at 3.5 to 3 3/4, which will make it look a little less pokey. And clearly with these 15s, the car needs to be lower, a lot lower. All right, next setup is a Volk RE30 Club Sport Series 2 in a really odd looking bluish gray finish, which I'm really interested to see what it looks like on this car. Now I haven't finished coating and prepping them, so they're not complete. My guess is the spoon lugs probably aren't going to look as good. But these are a much more aggressive offset, a +30. But they're a 7-inch wide wheel, which in turn won't make it look as aggressive. So definitely not blue. Use these rays. Now they do a flush center cap, but it's been discontinued. So these tires are a Toyo Proxy R1R in 205 45 16. I went with the more conservative offset, or I'm sorry, went with a more conservative tire size, since these were a more aggressive offset. I wasn't 100% sure what it would do having this aggressive offset, but in a 7-inch wide wheel. So we're about to find out. Gosh, it's so light. I don't know if I'm going to love this car with any wheels. It just looks a little weird with aftermarket wheels on it. It'd be funny if I go through all this and I end up with factory wheels and spacers at the end. All right, let's get it on the ground, see what it looks like. God dang, that thing sets up on stilts. Ooh. Front looks better. Whoa. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna look way better. Actually, these wheels look pretty good. That's the right offset. We put the wrong tires on them though. So I can already tell I like this offset better. This is again a 16x7. The size to me makes more sense on the car. 1 inch up from stock just looks a little bit better. I don't like these tires. These are the Toyo R1Rs, Proxy R1Rs. They just don't look, they're not good looking tires, but there's no poke. So I think with this car properly lowered on wheels like this size to me seems to make a lot more sense. Next up are the least aggressive offset CE28Ns. They're 16x7 plus 42, but with the most aggressive tire. It's a 225 45 16 Dunlop Dereza Z3. So we'll see how these fit. What's so great about this car is I drove it in the rain like 2 or 3 days and it looks freaking perfectly clean. These though, the offset's gonna be real weak. I had a feeling I might like these the most. Put some 225 Bridgestones on these. It might actually be the best setup. All right, let's see. Here goes. See, this is the part people miss, is that I would have ended up doing this anyway, like buying 5 sets of wheels or 6 sets of wheels, just one at a time. So the difference is on this project, so I just did them all at once. So if these were plus 30, 16, or yeah, these are plus 30, 16 by 7. Oh no, these are plus 32. Shoot, I'm saying the wrong thing. The spoons are plus 30. So I think a 205 on the spoons is probably what I'm gonna need. Let's see which lugs I like better. So they do make center caps for these. They're on the way from Japan. Should have them in a month or 2. I might just leave these on the car. Let's see. All right. Yeah, that's not gonna fit, I don't think.
Pop that trunk, bro.
It's tight. These 225s in the front are real tight.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna clear with a rolled fender. That's pretty darn aggressive. So we definitely can't do 225s on the spoons, that's for sure.
215s?
No, it's gonna have to be 205. Wow, that looks good though. That's the combo. See, I don't think any of these will look good on this car. I quit the project. I don't know about these. You know, that real meaty sidewall, that 225/45. I don't know that they'll fit in the front. I mean, that's the kind of fitment we're looking for, pretty flush. I don't know how much rubbing we're gonna get. But certainly in order to get a 225 on there, you need the more conservative plus 42 offset. A little bit of lowering in the rear to match the front. I don't know, we might try these with some camber, because clearly we don't have enough camber set up on the car. But this looks like it would be the best handling setup. I like how that front looks though, right there. With a spoon caliper up there. I just don't like how any of the rears look. It's just the way the car is shaped. All right, that's a wrap for today. Now, keep in mind, this is going to be a much bigger project. We have to put tires on the spoon wheels. I'm waiting for the Desmond Regamasters. I do want to get the suspension set up. We have Moton coilovers coming, and I have a bunch of hard race stuff right behind the camera here to set up. We have to dial in camber and toe and ride height and all of that stuff. But I did want to get the tires put on, at least get a sense for what they look like with different sizes, different offsets. I think my favorite in the front, I just don't know if this is going to fit. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's not. At least not at whatever camber setup we have now. This is the plus 42 on a 16x7 with a 225, but I like the look of the 225 tire the most. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to continue to play with this. The cool thing is I think all the wheels are going to fit. It's just a question of what we need to do in order to get them done. Yeah, I'm excited. This is fun. And we'll have more conclusive data as time goes on. Just stay with me on this ride. I promise you this Civic is going to look legit when it's all said and done, and whoever gets this thing is going to get a bunch of different wheels to kind of switch back and forth on, or sell them, or do whatever they want whenever they win this car later on this year. So thanks for watching this video. Keep in mind, more wheel stuff coming. This isn't conclusive, but I want to bring you on the journey of discovery as I figure this stuff out. Catch you on the next one.